Hey, how's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Pot's Movie Dungeon. I am back with another review from the dungeon, and this should be a fun one. This is a movie that was brought up on the stream the other night. Brian Goes Blue and Brad over at 4K Tent Revival was going on and on about how great this movie is. And it's a movie called The Super. It's a 2010 film directed by James Gunn. It has Rainn Wilson, Liv Tyler, Kevin Bacon, and a lot of other great folks in this. It should be a really good time. The trailer looked fantastic. I kind of feel like this is going to be the same vibe of like a Mystery Men or maybe a Kick-Ass, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and watch this now, guys. As soon as this is over with, I'm going to jump back there on the computer, give you my immediate thoughts on the film, give you some details about it. So you guys stay tuned. I'll be back right after I get through watching the movie. See you in a bit. There's a fast look at the menu screen for The Super. You do see that you get some bonus features here. You got a trailer, you got a TV spot, you got deleted scenes, you got behind the scenes, making of main titles, how to fight crime at SXSW, whatever the hell that is. It's like you have a 5.1 DTS HD master audio, you got a 2.0 commentary, regular subtitles, all that standard shit. So here it is, guys. We're going to go ahead and get started. I will be back as soon as the movie's over with. See you guys in a bit. Alright, so I just finished watching the 2010 James Gunn movie Super. Now let me tell you, this here was a good time. I had a great time with this movie. The movie's done really well. James Gunn is a talent. I've always been a James Gunn fan. This is the second major Hollywood movie that he's made. The first one obviously was being Slither back in 2006. And he made this in 2010. And right after this, a few years later, he made the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I feel like there's where he became a household name to everybody. Horror fans already knew him after Slither. But this is a movie that I did not even know existed, or never heard of, never seen. And when Brad and Brian were talking about this movie here, and we kind of watched the trailer backstage after one of our live streams, I was super excited to watch this. And I'm just going to say right now that the movie did not disappoint. Brad and Brian were correct. This movie is fantastic. This movie has got a killer cast. Let me go on and just go through the cast real fast. You have Rainn Wilson playing the main character, the Crimson Bolt. That's the superhero's name in this. Rainn Wilson has always been an actor that I liked. He's never been one of my favorites, but I've always enjoyed his acting. Rainn Wilson does fantastic in this. Great casting choice. And they kind of go into this, whatever, I'm a little bit in the special features, which I did go through before I did this review. Rainn Wilson was always the person that James Gunn wanted for this part. Matter of fact, the producer of the film basically said that he never actually, I believe he was a producer. He was a producer, writer, whatever the hell he was. He never pictured anybody else but Rainn Wilson, because the entire time he was on board to be part of this project, Rainn Wilson was always the person, whatever, that had this role. So in his mind, Rainn Wilson was this character. And I'm telling you, he does a fantastic job. This is my favorite thing I've ever seen Rainn Wilson in. Let me go through this cast, guys. The cast is fantastic. You have Liv Tyler, Kevin Bacon. Well, everybody knows I'm a huge Kevin Bacon fan. Elliot Page. Now, I've always liked Elliot Page. I have seen Juno. Rainn Wilson and Elliot Page did Juno together as well. Elliot Page is fantastic in this. I am now an Elliot Page fan, I will say that. Michael Rooker, one of my favorites. Greg Henry, Sean Gunn. Now, Sean Gunn is James Gunn's brother. Now, I did not realize this. I guess I've been under a rock. Every time I think I know a lot about movies, I find out something like this and realize I don't know shit. Sean Gunn, which most of you probably know from Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm going to throw a picture right up here. Michael Rooker and Sean Gunn did this movie before Guardians of the Galaxy. You also got Nathan Fillion in this. A lot of people know him from Firefly. He's always fantastic. I'm a big fan of his. He plays another superhero in this movie called the Holy Avenger. He's great in this. It's like I said, it's real campy. It's really you kind of silly in parts, whatever. But he does a fantastic job in this. You also get a cameo in this from James Gunn. He plays a character called Demon Swill. It's just a small part. It's a silly little character, but you can tell James Gunn's having a good time with it. I really did enjoy seeing him play that role. You also got Rob Zombie. He has a little cameo in this. There's a couple of really cool cameos in this. You have Rob Zombie playing God. I shouldn't have to say nothing else to make you want to watch this. Another really cool cameo in this is Lloyd Kaufman from Trauma. So that was kind of cool to see. So a lot of people that, that are going to enjoy movies like this, they do a lot of fan service throwing these little cameos in there. I thought that was kind of cool. You also got Michelle Gunn in this. I had to look up to see who Michelle Gunn was. It looks like Michelle Gunn is actually James Gunn's sister-in-law. This movie was kind of a passion project for James Gunn. It's something he tried to get made for a while. He kept saying stuff in the special features of the disc. He was like, I would love to get Rainn Wilson for this, whatever, but, we probably won't be able to get him. Boom, Rainn Wilson signed up. We really want to get Elliot Page, whatever, for this, but she probably won't do it. Boom, she read the script, she was interested. Then of course they wanted to get Kevin Bacon. They said, we'll never get Kevin Bacon, but let's give it a shot. And so they got Kevin Bacon. He said everything just kind of fell into place. Now, when he first wrote this character, his first idea was to get John C. Reilly to play the part. I think John C. Reilly would have been great at this as well. But he was worried that John C. Reilly may not have had a big enough name at the time. So he ended up getting Rainn Wilson at the time, who was really huge because of the TV show The Office. Now, speaking of The Office, that's kind of how Rainn Wilson ended up getting this job. The character on The Office, Pam, played by Jenny Beasley, is actually James Gunn's ex. But they were still friends, they were still in touch, whatever. Well, after James Gunn wrote the script, he gave it to Pam to kind of look it over and get her thoughts on it. And she, after reading it, was like, my co-star of the Office, Rainn Wilson, would be perfect for this. So she ended up giving him the script. He read about 20 pages of the script, and immediately he wanted to do it. And so that's how he ended up getting Rainn Wilson. So there's a little Office tie-in, whatever, for all you big Office fans. You guys might enjoy that. And also, after Rainn Wilson read the script, and decided to play the lead role of the Crimson Bolt, he knew that his previous co-star in the movie, Juno, Elliot Page, would be perfect to play his sidekick, Bolty, in the movie. And she was fantastic in this. She was one of my favorite parts of the movie. Kevin Bacon is also great in this. He plays the bad guy in this movie. He plays the drug lord, the villain. And basically, you kind of feel like he's really a sociopath because he seems like in his mind, he's just a regular Joe, just this average nice guy, even though he's doing all this crazy shit, whatever, all this heinous shit. But you don't really feel like that in his mind, he's really this dark, evil character. He's just this regular guy just doing what comes natural, which I think really adds to his character to show what a sociopath he really is. So Kevin Bacon's great in this. Like I said, big Kevin Bacon fan. I think he did fantastic in this. The whole cast did good. Michael Rooker was fun in this. It was cool to see him in this role. I don't think they really utilized his character as much as they really could have. Whatever, he pretty much plays Kevin Bacon's right-hand man in this. But Michael Rooker, big fan of his. Loved him in Henry. Cliffhanger. Days of Thunder. He's great in everything he does. Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, is probably his best thing he's ever done. But before the movie started, I kind of felt like it was going to be in the same vein of like a Kick-Ass or a Mystery Men, something like that. And it is, up to a certain point. Now, the movie is, when it first starts off, it's a little silly. You feel like it's going to be, one type of movie. It is a dark comedy, and you kind of know that from the beginning. But I tell you, in the third act of this movie, it goes really dark. I was really surprised the third act of this movie, I had kind of changed my mindset a little bit from kind of watching a comedy to watching kind of an actual superhero movie. And I tell you, Rainn Wilson did a fantastic job in the last act of this movie as the Crimson Bolt. I thought he sold it. It was done really well. And like I said, it went places I didn't think it was going to go as I started watching this movie. It goes really dark in the third act. The movie's fantastic. I enjoyed it. I'm going to highly recommend this movie. It's one that I definitely will keep in my collection. And it's one that I think you guys should check out. If you guys are fans of Kick-Ass, I don't see how you couldn't like this. It's a fantastic film. I kind of wish I'd have learned about this movie earlier. I can't believe this is another great film, whatever, that was recommended to me that I knew nothing about, which I think is fantastic. I love getting a blind buy, and technically this was a blind buy because I've never seen it before. But I love finding a movie like this, in my mind, a hidden gem that is now one of my favorites. This will always be in my collection. I do wish we had a better release of this. Now this is a release by IFC Midnight. It's just a basic bitch release, whatever. No slipcover, nothing special. Never had a slipcover. But maybe one day a boutique label will get a hold of this thing here, whatever, and give it the love and treatment it really deserves. Yeah, but I picked this up on eBay for like $12. So you can find it on eBay. You probably can still find it on Amazon. I'll give you once round of the case here in case you guys are interested. There's the bag there. There's no reversible artwork or anything like that. But I did go through the special features. I think it's around a 20-minute behind-the-scenes making of the movie. I do recommend after watching this movie that you watch that special feature, whatever, because the making of this is done really well. Other than the making of, there really isn't that much more to see on the special features. They do have there's a really nice animated intro whenever you're watching the credits in the beginning. They kind of go and there's a special feature talking about how they made those animations. That wasn't really my thing. I don't really care much about that, but some of you guys may. But the behind the scenes of this, whatever, is a great special feature. They did a really good job with that. But a couple other things that I want to go over real fast before we get out of here. I did look up stuff on IMDb as I was watching this film. I'm just trying to get a little bit of history about it because that's something I really enjoy doing. I love talking about on these reviews. If you guys are familiar with a movie called Brightburn. Now, Brightburn came out in 2019, and James Gunn was a producer on that film. Now, I didn't go back and look and check it out or not. I do own the movie Brightburn, but there's supposedly a scene in Brightburn where Rainn Wilson's character, the Crimson Bolt, is like on the wall in the background on a poster or something like that. And there's all kind of like theories online saying how this movie is actually attached to Brightburn. This could be a prequel, a sequel, whatever. There's somehow they had this theory how they were attached. Now, probably not. I don't see any way how this could really be attached to Brightburn. But it's an interesting theory. The character on Brightburn's costume is pretty similar to the Crimson Bolt's. But like I said, that's just something fun to kind of go out there and do some research on your own. If you've watched Brightburn, if you've seen this, or if you watch this, maybe go out and do a little research and see how these movies are related. I have not had time to do that yet, but it's something I'm definitely going to do. I think you guys would enjoy it. I'm not sure if it's on streaming or not. I didn't even check. As soon as I watched the trailer with the guys the other night, I immediately put this in my cart and bought it, and I have zero regrets. The movie is a fantastic time. It really is. Like I said, high recommend. Go check it out. You can't beat it for $13 It's a good time. It's going to be a recommendation from Pop's Movie Dungeon. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back soon with some more reviews, some more live streams. Everybody take care. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.